Beautiful. All right.
What are your advice to leaders, business owners, stakeholders on what can we do to manage this emotional baggages that people will be coming back to the workforce or to the workplace with?
Be honest about the barrier.
There are things that my government has done that I'm critical with, and I will continue to be critical. But if I stay critical for like 2 months, that robs me of my own happiness.
Every action is driven by how you interpret the emotion you feel. You do your emotions, and you should be aware that you are also responsible for the consequences of the emotions you do.
Because it's appearances. They're so worried about how they're coming across. I hear all of this, I say this, I have my quotes, I love quotes too, but I really do think that we're a society of people pleasers.
We're filling vacancies, for example, to check the box. We want to look good, but peel that back and what's really behind the motive there, not just bringing me in because I'm a woman and you just want to fill the void. It's really valuing what I have to say and wanting to understand why I feel that way.
We want to belong. We want to feel part of something, whether it's a company, a tribe, a group, something. We want to be with our people. We want to feel that connection. And there's so much isolation right now, and people are hungry for the good news. They're looking for somebody, some other people to step up and share.
Yeah. That's it. Absolute pause.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Connect to Humans Live. This is the Christmas show that is wrapping up 23 episodes since March, since the beginning of the vid, when it arrived to the Western world at least. And we had to settle in and didn't realize that we had to settle in for another 9 weeks in our homes. And then life changed. And I don't think it really has changed back since then. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We really sat back, Pascal, Alexandre, Andreas, and I, we just sat back and said, you know what? We are going to finish this year on a high. We will celebrate, and we want to give all of you out there a moment of joy, a moment of wisdom, when you get to hear again all those remarkable human beings that have been with us come back in and share their highlights of the year, because there have been many, and what ideas they have for making 2021 a happy new one. Pascal, how are you doing?
Hey, Erik. I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. So hello to everybody outside. I will be the sidekick today.
You see, the pleasure is all mine, being the youngest one in the room, and I got the pleasure to host this one tonight. Andreas is with us as well in the production room. Andreas, do you want to say hi, pop out there and show us your amazing outfit?
Yep.
I see.
How do I? Yeah. Okay. Am I popped out, Pascal?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just not seeing it on my end. My bad. So yes. Hey everyone, how's it all going? Yeah, and welcome to the Christmas special. Let's end it on a high note. I've got my drink right here, so yeah, let's enjoy.
Thank you so much, Andreas. And then, last but not least, my old professor, Mr. Gamberoni is with us again. Where are you, Mr. Gamberoni?
Well, I am in Switzerland, in Ried Valley, right? It's an old part of the city. I like the old, what you say. It's very nice. Thank you. Very to all of you human beings, as Erik would say, welcome. And yes, you're going to have a blast tonight. We have prepared some surprises. There is a fantastic speakers that's going to be here tonight, sharing their wisdom, sharing their idea of what can we do next year to make it brilliant, doesn't matter what. And stay tuned.
Thank you so much. See, I had no idea that when I was studying, I was going to be able to rock and roll with my professor later on. You never know what happened, right? The program is packed today, so I will try to keep it really on point. We have 16 speakers, that are 16 remarkable people that will come in and share with you right now. I am inviting everybody who's in the audience as well to share, interact with us in the comments. We will throw you questions. We will share ideas with you. And we would love to know what your ideas, your reflections, and your highlights are. We have a moment where we're going to bring in a secret Santa. And that secret Santa is going to tell a very special Christmas tale for all of us. We also have a moment when we want to encourage and highlight and recognize all of you. Because there was a question in the registration form that was asked, what was your highlight? And we have a little special for you there too. But right now, Pascal, you ready? Shall we go with the first group? Yeah? All right.
Of course. Let's go. I will put all of the people that are now not in the talking area, let's call it like this, in the main room. We will put you into breakout rooms. Andreas and Alexander will be your entertainers, get to know each other, which is also very important. And we get you back into the main room for the next session. So I'm going to put you into the breakout rooms, and the rest will enjoy the host, Erik.
Super. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are from in the world, let me introduce the ones that will be part of the first group. And let me start with the one and only Omosua, all the way from the north of Europe. How are you?
I am very good. I'm very, very happy to be here.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's just it's so amazing to just see some happy, smiley faces. I think there's nothing better to kind of end the year with.
Super. Okay, Omosua, she has been with us before. We can reflect a little bit there too. Let's hop on over to, I think it's a little bit south of where she's from, Mr. Dimitri Tops. Welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
Hi, very good, very good. Nice to be here. Merry Christmas, everybody.
I love your outfit. Look at that cozy outfit right there and the Christmas tree.
Hey, all prepared, ready for the holidays, for the party.
All right. All right, thank you so much, Dimitri. And we are also inviting our own and one and only Carolina. Carolina, how are you tonight? Where are you?
Hi, I'm excited to be here. I'm in Switzerland at the moment.
Look at that amazing room.
Not too far from, yes, you know, the wonders of coronavirus, the gift that keeps on giving. Creativity is here. We get to be in this amazing room. There you go, Pascal. You joined the one.
Super. Let me see here. I will see where everybody's coming in from as well. And just gonna check here. Now, I have a question for all of you to make sure that we really get to celebrate and have a moment of smiles. And despite everything that happened, let's end it on a high note. So let's start with Omosua. You were with us before, and a lot has happened since then, I believe. Could you share what is one of your most personal related highlights this year that really touches your heart? When you're thinking back of it, you're going, oh, wow, I had no idea that would happen. Omosua, what is your highlight?
For me, it was, I'd have to go to March. I'd have to go to the 10th of March, when all of a sudden I had a client meeting and I wasn't even able to get into the company. And it was, oh, everything is locked down. So, you know, I didn't know what that meant, but okay, we all found out what that meant. It meant we were going to be locked down and stay in your house. And it was so exciting, this new adventure of being in your house. And then you start realizing what it actually means to be in your house, because it's not just that one thing. And so I think I did have idea, in my mind back then, this idea of, wow, this feels like an existential crisis. Because you had to, that's what I remember how it started, when I noticed that it's not just stay at home, but that staying at home meant your whole life is changing if you don't adapt. So the next word that followed me was identify what is going to happen next. How are you going to get through this? How are you going to keep safe? How are you going to keep your work running? How are you going to keep sane? So then the next word was adapt. And when I opened up to adapting, then all of a sudden I started seeing opportunities, but then I had to face risk, because you could. So it's like, oh my goodness, I've adapted, but now it's risky because I don't know, what can I do with this opportunity? Should I not? And how can I move? Should I just wallow in my sorrow of existential crisis? Or should I just say, this is an opportunity. Now you've got to do something you've never had to really do this bad before. And it was, okay, now you've got to say yes or no, because this opportunity also has a tick-tock to it. Tick-tock, tick-tock. So I took the first risk. I'm like, God, can you do that? But then I did something. I said, you're going to have a lot of opportunities, because as we are adapting, you don't know what works and you don't know what doesn't work. So you have to get used to that feeling. And the moment I was like, okay, next opportunity, universe, bring it on. I said yes, nothing cracked. Existential crisis has not taken over. Hoorah! Okay, the next opportunity came. Neuroagility came my way. Oh, whoa, what's this? You're going to be responsible for the neuroagility assessments in, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg. You don't speak any of these languages. That's even a bigger opportunity. Tick-tock, tick-tock. If you don't take it, it's gonna go. Now you need to remember, the first opportunity, you didn't say no, you didn't break, so go on, say yes, yeah, done. And what I have learned is to really embrace this, seeing how we can be more of what we actually think we can be.
Oh, that is amazing. That Christmas drop right there, mic drop, Christmas presser,
Yes.
jingle bell, all
We
the
have to
way
stop the show, Erik. We have to stop the show now. Thank you for being here. Great. See you next year.
It's been more.
Amazing that you're saying that. I myself, adapting, risks, opportunities.
Yes.
And talking about opportunities to just transition over there. I believe when many of us are going roller coaster ride, but your final sentence, life is offering us so much more than we thought that we could be. There comes a person, there comes a situation, there comes an event, and it's a little scary. It's a little bit like this. Are we going with it or we don't? But then comes another person and another event. Are we going to go with that? Are we going to allow ourselves to experience that? Thank you so much, Umusua. Life is really wonderful that. Coming back to you now, a little bit later, but now we're hopping over to Carolina. What is your highlight of the year?
My highlight of the year. Well, I gotta say, I agree with Umusua. It's all about the opportunities. And well, I graduated during this time. So now there's definitely a lot of where to now, what am I going to do? And that didn't just come in a professional perspective or aspect of my life. Definitely the fact that we were all now pushed into our homes and we had to be flexible about everything. And suddenly, yeah, home wasn't just home. Home was office. Home was home. Home was where I sleep, but there's also where I'm gonna hang out with my friends because now we're gonna do Zoom meets and things like this. And definitely having to spend that more time with ourselves. I think to some point, at least for myself, it really became a journey, to say the least. It went all over. It was definitely a roller coaster. It was also about getting to know myself, where I thought, you know, this were my foundations and this is where I was and where I could go. But then suddenly, we were stuck in just a house or a room or an apartment, but there was that breaking of the like ceiling. Like suddenly, like Muzo was saying, you have opportunities to connect with people from all around, and what we thought was confinement and making everything smaller suddenly somehow also became so much bigger and global. So there was a lot of experimenting. What was so fabulous?
Is there any one specific thing that you really just want to touch your heart to and say, oh boy?
Oh boy, yeah. It was that. It was getting to know myself. I had that moment of, holy cow, what am I doing? It restructured everything. The foundations of things that I thought I was building on suddenly were not there anymore. And then it was scary to say, what's happening? What do I do? How can I reach for help? And there was definitely days that were fabulous and they were sunny and bright, but there were days where I was like, I just want to curl up and cry because it was scary. I mean, it is a process, and it's
And let me check in with the audience right there, Carolina, because I'm going to check with the audience right here too. How many in the audience out there, all of you who's listening right now, have had the moment? Let's share here. How many of you have had that moment of, I want to cuddle up and cry? I just want to cuddle up and cry. How many of you have had that moment? Say it. I have had it too. Thank you, Pascal. Thank you, Dimitri. I had it. I've had it. Let us hear it. Did you have it? But let me also hear this thing. I liked when you said that, Carolina. You reached out for help. And from my own side of you, reaching out for help hasn't always been the easiest thing in my life. How has that been for you, Dimitri? Have you been reaching out for help a lot in your life? Has that been an easy thing to do?
Absolutely. Yeah, do you hear me? Yeah, absolutely. I've been reaching out for help. And I think it's especially after this year, if I refer it to also my highlight of the year. First of all, the biggest highlight was my brother getting announced cancer-free in the beginning of October. So that was really a highlight moment.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, that was really yay. He had a diagnosis the week before the first lockdown here in Belgium. And beginning of October, he had a scan where all the cancer was away. And now we're back in business together, entrepreneuring. So that's great. But on reaching for help, I think it's a very nice story of Caroline, because I experienced it myself as well. Because the first time in my professional life, I got a great gift this year, and that's time. Time to be at home and to really appreciate the difference between being at home and living at home, which is really a different thing after this year. Last couple of weeks, I really also took the time for myself. I got a great book for my birthday from Brené Brown, Stronger Than Ever, recommended to everybody, about the process between falling down and getting up again, because we all love to share our failed stories and what we've learned, but we never talk about this period when you fall down and what really happens to get up again. And I really took the time for myself to go into that process and confront myself with my pain and emotional and what happens when I'm curled up and crying, etc., etc. And I think when you talk about being vulnerable and what you're ashamed of and what really hurts, you talk about with other people, I think that's very important to do, because it's really, it gives you like new energy. It gives you like freedom. It's a weight off your shoulders. So I can only say, don't be scared to talk about it, to share it with others, to ask people. Love to listen and love to be there for you. So let that be the Christmas message for everybody around the world. Share, talk, be vulnerable, be yourself and share it. That was for me really an awakening.
I'm sending you a very Swedish Colombian hug from Barcelona with that one. Thank you. And Carolina, how did that sound?
Sorry?
And Carolina, can you relate to that?
Yeah, I mean, once I reached out to people when I was at the lowest point, Not only did I learn that, like I can do it, but it was also like, yeah, I did it once and it was fine. Nothing happened other than I felt better. I felt supported. Why not just reach out? Like, it's scary to be like, hi, I'm sorry, can I tell you something? But once you do it, it feels good to feel supported and to know that you're not alone and you're not the only one who has their ups and downs. Like, we're all going through this. So
wonderful.
Actually,
And
Erik,
before
Erik, we have some answers in the chat just to add to what you asked the people, and we have from Jana, we have a thumbs up. We have Spirit Angels 22 said yes, yes. I'm raising my hand from Romain, and from René we have had it, but with the help of my friends, my amazing friends, and the new team at work, we made it an amazing year. So they all go along in the same spirit.
Wonderful. And I see, I'm just going to say hi to some of the audience as well. I see Victoria is there. Laura is there. Tom, thank you for joining us. Daniela is coming in. Christian is with us all the way from the Netherlands. We have Tycho Smith from Eindhoven is with us as well. When I checked the registrations for tonight's shows, we have 22 countries and 85 people. So we are definitely a diverse crowd, and talking about taking that leap of faith and embracing our emotions. Who's not better than transition over then to Musua right now with what would be your Christmas message in an emotional spirit?
Emotions, we feel them. And what do you feel in your body? You feel chemicals. And I think that softens the power that the not so funny emotions that we feel are. I would say a Christmas message that I learned from my 8-year-old niece is that, Tante Omo, you know how you said emotions are resourceful or unresourceful? Well, I have decided that anytime unresourceful emotions come up, it tries to tell me it's a dinosaur, but now I know it's just a lizard. Because when you look at it differently, when you look at things differently, that dinosaur, that mountain, it makes you full of, I think you get gratitude from that. The fact that you saw that big mountain, but you are in December. This year started with a bang. None of us could have seen coming. And so many are no more here with us. So many are dealing with losses and challenges. But yeah, we are here. You've made it till December, and it fills me with gratitude and to just say, bring it on. The dinosaur is just a lizard.
The dinosaur is just another lizard. Thank you so much, Dimitri, Caroline, Omusua. You've been fantastic. You were with us earlier. I appreciate you take this time to come in and share with us right now. I hope you're staying on though, because we have surprises for you. And especially a little around 9 o'clock, we're gonna bring everybody on board and just celebrate. So please make sure that you're there now. But for now, Pascal, you're gonna break them out into the breakout room.
Erik, I first have a surprise guest for you, because we have one of the people that started Connecting Humans with us. Nazli is still in the room. So hey, welcome Nazli from New York. And Erik, maybe she can be part of the whole, how was your year? How was it? What was the highlight for you?
Hi, Pascal. Hi, Erik. Well, I feel very joyful, so thank you for inviting me, first of all. Well, I have 3 highlights, so just very simple. The first one is I lost my job during pandemic, and which turns out to be the highlight of the year. Turns out to be that kind of helping me to follow my purpose and just start my company. The second one is that I changed my home. My son changed, his school. We changed the neighborhood. The change has been part of this pandemic journey, which kind of, helped me to get motivated even more. So because the question of highlight just made me think of, the whole year. So it was a great question. And the third one, which is a very funny one, but, since I lost my job, I started, just doing some second grade, like work with my son, which kind of it was a highlight of my year because I had to spend so much time with my son that I didn't get a chance to do it, like when I was in the corporate world. So thank you so much for inviting. Those are my 3 highlights of the year.
Great. And Nasli, I mean, I didn't see you there before because you were with us from the beginning. You were part of the Connect to Humans collaborative team all the way from New York. And I remember, the some of the stories that you had for us. And you're shining right now. You are shining.
Yes, Eric. And to your question, ask and help, you helped me, Pascal, Alexander, like this year has been a lot of for asking and for gratitude. So I think, what you are doing, with Connecting Humans should be the message of, like a 2021. So we just all need to be connected and inclusive. So thank you.
Thank you. Please stay with us, Nasli, Omusua, Dimitri, Carolina. Please stay with us. I will be joining you in the breakout room in a bit just to follow up and close out on the whole, thoughts and reflections that you had. And then let's come back towards the end. But now, a quick recap, and then I will hand over to Alexander, who will be coming on with another 4 remarkable human beings. But what I'm taking away from this, Pascal, what are you taking away from these 4 ladies and gentlemen?
For me, the dinosaur is just a lizard. Thank you for that. That sums it up. Thank you for that.
Yeah. I think that too, and I'm looking at a little bit of the comments coming in from the audience as well, knowing some of the people in the audience and many that I don't know at all. I would love to leave a kind of support. I would love to really support Musa's message right there too. Take that leap of faith. If there's 1 year that is there for us right now to create and take that leap of faith, if you're waiting for some other type of magical year that comes with all these things, I don't know what you're looking for, but right now, please take it, ladies and gentlemen, just please take it. I see that you're laughing over there. So now, is Mr. Gambironi ready?
I have to mute myself. Yes, I am ready. Ready. We had
a
fantastic conversation in a breakout room. And honestly, I can't wait to share whatever you have to say about this year that we are finishing and the year that is coming. So without further ado, thank you, Erik, for the first part. I think you're I'm going to take quite a moment of your time, and I'm going to be with you quite a while. So thank you very much again. So I'm going to stay here with, hello, Naz, long time no see.
Nice hello, Alexander.
Yes, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hello, everyone.
Nice to see you too.
Right. So
before I'm leaving right now, I was just going to leave to the audience right now. I'm looking a little bit here too, that I'm seeing that kudos to Musa for a brilliant analogy. I'm seeing that thank you for having us, and I'm seeing a lot of gratitude there as well. Now, I will jump into the breakout room with Musa, Naz, Carolina, and Dimitri. For everybody out there right now, next one up, we have an amazing 4 people together with Alexander Gambironi, leaving it to Pascal, handing it over that way.
Alexander, it's your view now.
Yes. It's my show, and I would like to introduce you Mandy first. Well, she's down there, so I will go with Jess. Jess, hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Lovely to see you guys again.
Where are you from now?
Essexshire, which is in the UK, the land of Brexit.
I've got Mandy's here. Hello, Mandy. How are you?
Hello, Alexandra. I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic as well. Great.
Excellent.
Charis is here.
Hey, how are you?
We say Charis or Charis?
It's Charis, like charisma without the ma.
Okay, Charis. Charis is here. Where are you from, Charis, again?
From Germany.
From Germany. And Mandy, you're from?
I'm in Switzerland.
Switzerland. Whereabouts in Switzerland?
I'm living in Nyon, which is between Geneva and Lausanne.
I know, yes.
Where are you?
That's where I'm in Ried, in Valais, close to Sion.
Okay, yes.
That's
Great. I didn't realize you were also in Switzerland.
Yes, yeah. And on that side, there is Rudy, who is also from Switzerland. Hello, Rudy.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm from Switzerland, but I'm living in Madrid, so slightly different.
Exactly. So, hello, everyone. And here tonight, we have fantastic invitees. I would like to ask you all the questions about what was the highlight of that 2020 that some people may see drastic. However, I'm pretty sure there is always something positive about it. So I'd like to start with the seasoned person, which is there, Rudy. What do you have to say about this year, positive? What happened to you?
Well, first, I love the word seasoned because usually they call me old, but I prefer a seasoned person.
Yes.
You know, this year brought me a lot of very nice and happy moments. And I had difficulties to find out which one actually was the best of this year. Despite all this drastic and dramatic year, I think I suddenly found out that I had a lot more quality time for myself, but also together with my wife. Usually I was, for my work, traveling a lot, basically every week. And that stopped almost overnight. And suddenly I found a lot of extra time. And that extra time gave me the chance to do a lot of things. New things. I connected a lot of people via Teams or Zoom. And I learned a lot of fantastic people, among you as well. But also I got extra time in order to do things which I always planned, but I didn't find the time, or better said, I didn't allocate time for that issues. And I read a lot of very inspiring books. And among them, I also digested the Divine Comedy of Dante, which brought me through hell and purgatory and paradise. I'm looking still for paradise. So for me, it was, despite everything and despite a lot of sadness, I had a lot of very good moments.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing that, Rudy. Jess, what was the highlight of your life?
I think for me, some positives again. Obviously a difficult time, but it's just seeing how everybody kind of really came together. It was a year of learning for me. So many wonderful people giving up their time, especially at the start of coronavirus, where I could just really be a sponge and learn lots of amazing things from amazing people on, especially on LinkedIn. It's how I met Erik and Mandy and yourself and some absolutely wonderful people that have just enabled me to grow as a person, and then made me think about how I want to sort of give that sort of thing back to other people as well. So yeah, I think it's just been a year of, you know, it's been a tumultuous year, difficult time, some opportunity to reflect on the things that weren't really working for me. I was actually made redundant, and that was really tough. But I realized that I wasn't actually 100% happy in what I was doing, and that there were other things that I could have focused my time on as well. So yeah, a time of learning, giving, and sort of seeing how people have grown through the pandemic, come together as a real fantastic group of individuals, and now a real group, and just seeing that, you know, through crisis can come innovation, and there's been so much of that too.
So if I resume quickly, for Rudy, is more quality time, it is time with the wife, to learn new things, to open books, to a commedia that is very quite big, and Dante. For you, Jess, as well, I mean, you had that quality time for yourself. Bad things happen, of course, for everybody, but you find a way to turn that over and to really see the positiveness into it. You learn more, you took more time for yourself, you do some introspection, which is extremely important. In a stressful life, we don't have time for that, right? We always take this, no time, but now we have that time. And that's great that you're saying that you took that time to go within and see, yes, there is something here that I can work on. Bravo, fantastic. Mandy, what is the highlight of 2020 for you?
So I think it's been a year of extremes. Actually, I think it's really pulled everybody a little bit in both extremes, right? You've had like the extreme shock and fear, and then you've had the extreme survival mode where you got to sink or swim. And to be honest, I think it depends on your personality. If at the end of the day you think of it, it's a positive or a negative. I've personally enjoyed it. I've learned a lot. I've been pushed a lot out of my comfort zone, but I would never give it back. I would not like to be where I was at the end of last year, this year. So I think it's really been for better. And I was happy at the end of last year. I was perfectly happy. I thought I had a clear vision in front of me. And then everything got turned upside down. And to be honest, I think it's been for the better. I think as a society, every now and then, little shock therapy is tough. I mean, I don't want to talk about the tragics and the extreme sad situations. Of course, there have been, but I think we've all been tested, and I think we've all come out stronger. And I think it's been a very interesting year, full of learning, which I personally would not give back.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Mandy. There is a great philosopher who says one is only when the humankind is on the edge of falling that you find all the creativity, all the strength, the innovation in order to become better and to change drastically. And here, I think that something happened to us. There's something happened right there, and we are just in the middle of it, and boom.
Yeah.
Things are changing.
There's Winston Churchill that says, never let a good crisis go to waste. And I think that's exactly what we got to take from this period.
That's a good one as well. Thank you for sharing, Mandy. Karis.
Yes, well, in the beginning for me, it was also a really tough time. And it was hard to see the positive. And then I started like rethinking everything, trying to find the right way, like trying to connect with my family again, trying to reconnect with my friends. And I really used that time for that specifically. And I, for example, went on holiday through Germany with my best friend, and it was probably the best thing I could do in that moment to get better, basically.
And you're building memories.
Yes, as well. Not only that, I also had a holiday with my sister and with my family, and that was also really nice. So
that's fantastic.
A lot of good that came from it in the end.
All right, good. For my side, I mean, I realized that before 2020, I was bored. I was into a routine. I was into, as you said, Mandy, a nice life, right? I mean, 9 to 5, it was cool. I had my things. But I realized with this crisis arriving that there is so much more to do, And then I encountered that gentleman here, Pascal Strauss, and my life, boom, changes. And for the better. I'm connected with a lot of people, new people. I'm doing this, which I realize I love doing that kind of things. I'm involved in a lot of different projects. I've got plenty of projects in my mind that they will be happening in 2021. And that's a transition to what's going to happen. What will you do? What are your plans? What is your vision? And that for you also, ladies and gentlemen that are watching, what is your vision for 2021? It's not over. The crisis is not over. I mean, don't let it to waste, like Mandy recalled us, the Winston Churchill said. What can you do? What will you do?
Can I just quickly jump on what you said before we answer the question? But there's a lot of, the hype is resilience, right? You want to build resilience. Everyone wants to build resilience. But in fact, resilience doesn't come without adversity. So I think this is really our opportunity. Okay, we've got adversity. Let's build our resilience. And for me, it really has to be taken like that.
Exactly. I mean, going through, there is a quote that I like as well. A good skipper doesn't learn on a still water. You need to have storm. You need to have happenings in your life in order to become wiser and more seasoned, as the other people would say. I like that term, seasoned. I like it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, who would like to start? What is going to happen for you in 2021? How do you vision? What is your vision there?
Well,
Yeah, Rudi wants to start.
So Rudi.
Yes. Well, first of all, I would like to add that resilience is like a muscle. You can train that. And this year we had a good training ground in order to really make it happen, right? But during this year as well, I did a lot of pro bono work. I did a lot of time, and I used a lot of time in order to help people, in order to help young people, in order to make sure that they found a purpose in life, and that I helped them in coming up with new projects, and that's what I would like to continue in next year as well. I really would like to give back to society, and I think somebody of you said as well, whatever have benefited from society and from my life, I would like to give back part of it, and I'm prepared for that. So I have a lot of projects which I would like to continue to coach and bring in my expertise and make sure that those people, the young people, they don't make the same mistakes as I did when I was young. And that's my purpose, and that's my wish, and that's what I will do in 21. And there is a lot to do, and I'm eager to really embark on that.
And that's what makes you still young, Rudi.
Young at mind, young at heart. That's true. That's true.
Exactly, and something that you just said, Rudi, which is important for us seasoned people, because we've got young people with us, right? It becomes important to believe in the youth that is there. We have taken so much from you. I'm taking the responsibility here for all the generation before me, that we have taken a lot of you guys. And I would like to take that opportunity to be able to give back. And to thread a path for you, ladies and gentlemen, that's if I can contribute to make it slightly easier for you, or to share whatever I've done wrong, and for you, okay, careful, if you go that way, you may burn yourself, right? I would love to contribute to that. Martin Seligman is one of the father of the positive psychology, said 3 things in life that are important. Is the base of the cake, which is doing something meaningful. Then there is the topic of the cake, which is the doing something belonging that is bigger than yourself, basically. And the last thing on top of that, if you can have the cherry on top of the cake to have pleasure doing it, you have a fulfilled life, you are happiness, you're satisfied with your life. So think of that, ladies and gentlemen, people who are here, the speakers, but also the one who are listening to us. Think of what is meaningful for you. And how can you contribute to something that is bigger than yourself? And you will find a lot of satisfaction in your life. And if on top of that, you put the pleasure into it, here you go. So Karis, you're young and you are starting this life. 2021, how is it looking for you?
Well, for me, basically, it's trying to keep a positive mindset about everything. So we don't know what's to come, how this whole situation is going to continue, but just trying to stay positive and also take a look inside, see what my plans are for the next year, write it down, and just try to make them happen.
Okay. There's something you just said at the very beginning, the way you started with your sentence, and I say that to a lot of my students. And Richard Bandler is one of my mentors. He said something very nice about trying.
Yeah, you shouldn't try, you should do. I know, I noticed actually when I was saying it.
If you try to close the door, it is open. So stop trying and do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.
Jess.
Hello. Okay, I'm going to try some French now. I'm very rusty, so I'm going to apologize in advance. A little bit of French, yeah. So I found a fantastic video today, and it was called Je suis donc tu es. Hopefully that's okay.
Donc tu es, yes.
Tu es. I am, therefore you are. And that just epitomizes 2020 for me. And hopefully we're going to learn some of our lessons and move into 2021. Having reviewed everything that we've done so far, we've come quite a long way from everything to really thinking about how we consider our working lives to be, right through to you know, getting a sort of a vaccine out and tested really quickly. So through crisis comes innovation. I mentioned it before, but it just means that really resonates to me, that whole kind of, you know, we are sort of making the world what it is. So if I act a certain way, I'm putting that on you. And I think Omi also talks about, you know, you do your emotions. So whatever it is you do, you have that impact on other people. So I'm kind of, you know, really trying to think about what I can do with that and give back to the community in that kind of way. And I hope that that's what 2021 really looks like, that we kind of don't regress back to what we were doing previously, thinking that that's the way that things should always be done. And that now we understand that we're all human beings, even if we're wearing a suit to work or not, and that, you know, we have these lives behind this Zoom call that we're having. This is a completely fake background, by the way. It's a pretty good one. But if I actually had everything going on behind me there, you'd see all sorts of crazy stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping that that is what 2021 looks like for me and for the other people around me that I'm hoping to help, is that the world is what you make it.
Definitely, how do you see it as well? Fantastic. I like that. I like that to help. Then we've got Mandy. Do you want to add something?
Yeah, I'm going to put my cape on. I have a little Christmas cape here. I'm just going to, there you go. I feel much better now. I feel more in the Christmas spirit. So actually, thank you. I have something to add in the sense that I think things have never been more uncertain. And at the end of the day, you see what you want to see. So things have never been more uncertain means that risks have never been smaller because nobody knows what they're doing to such an extent that in fact risk is quite minimal. So I think 2020, this period in 2021, and as long as it's going to take to come out of this and to find our feet again as a society, take advantage to try things out, to do new things, because nobody really knows. And if you have an idea, if you have an impression, I think now is the time to try relatively risk-free, because I work in career development, and I know that one of the big things that always comes out is, oh, but what's the risk, right? Of changing jobs, of making a career switch, of whatever it is, going back to studying. And I think in that sense, like now risk has just got on a totally new definition, and it all depends on how you look at it. So it really is the time to try out and to take advantage of that. So that's what I think we should do with this, and that's how I think we should look at it if we want to have a bit of fun on the way, because if not, it's easy to get paralyzed by fear.
There's something that came back in all of what you said, and I don't know who used the word, I think it's you, Jess, to craziness. If you look in the back of me, there would be a lot of crazy things, and something I say a lot to my students: crazy is good. A lot of fantastic idea came from crazy. And
I don't know what you are talking about.
Yes, definitely. and I came up with that text. My daughter, she's 20, and she was a bit down, and I sent her a text, and I will not read it because that would take a little bit too long, but you can look for it on internet because you can see it there. It's called I Would Pick Up More Daisies. And it said that if I had to do my life all over again, I would dare myself a bit more. I would eat more ice cream. I would go more in nature. I would pick up more daisies. I would dare myself much more than what I'm doing today. And I think with what we have here, that situation, we should dare ourselves. Don't hesitate. The worst thing that can happen, you fall, then you dust yourself, you send back, you build up resilience, and off you go again.
You learn something.
Exactly, you learn. Mandela used to say that, I never failed. I win or I learned. And that's a fantastic philosophy. That's a fantastic philosophy. For me, I mean, Pascal knows, we've got a lot of projects going on, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I've got things in my house. I've got boxes with ideas that, yes, we're going to make it happen. I'm just waiting for the spark. Off we go. Right now, we are a bit confined. So, but still, we are doing things through Zoom. We're doing things through a lot of different means that we have. You, ladies and gentlemen, you have to think of that as well. Dare yourself. The things you never dare to do, go for it. Nothing will happen. There is one only natural fear that we have, and is the fear of falling. All the other fears we have, they are built in your mind. You have built themselves. So break these beliefs and dare yourself. One tip, if you have to give one tip to the people that are watching us for next year, what would that be? Mandy, you're on the screen, you're pinned up. So what would be for you the tip you would give? Just 2 words, you'd say, boom, boom. What would you say to them?
I'm going to use a polite word. Be gone with fear and see the positive.
Fantastic. Caris?
Do what you want.
Fantastic. Rudy?
Find moments to enjoy, even though if they are little, enjoy.
Fantastic. Jess?
Pay it forward.
Again?
Pay it forward.
Yes, play forwards. Mine would be pass it on. Whatever you had, pass it on. You learn something, pass it on. And the sidekick, what do you have to say? What is your trick? What is your tips you would give to people who are watching?
As you know, I have a lot of tricks.
I know.
Maybe I as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Unicorn, maybe the only thing, because I heard something where I want to challenge you guys to think to the next step, is maybe these are not the most uncertain times. Maybe this is how we see it. I think over the last 5,000 years, there were a lot of times who were also very uncertain. But we lived in this world where, how Alexander said it, getting boring. Maybe it was a repetition of a repetition of a repetition of a repetition, and I can go on for hours. Where you are in this rat race, and in this, by all means, where it was also sad stuff happening. But to get people realize that we were living also in a bubble of illusion, you know, and to get out of this and to get the chance of doing that, I think that's a great thing. So yeah, my trick for this is never settle. That's the trick for me. But of course, everybody has to find their own words and stuff that brings them on.
Yeah, something that's happened once in one of our Connecting Humans. They were asking, what do we do when we're stuck? The only thing you can do when you're stuck, move. Just move. And that worked for a lot of different things. I've read an article for the people who's got the back that is hurting, that is painful. Every physiotherapist will let them know, move. You have to move your back in order to ease the pain. So if I have to add one word here, move, ladies and gentlemen. Give us your trick. Give us the comments.
That's a good segue, move, because some people will have to move now to the breakout rooms, and some people from the breakout rooms have to move now, and they're coming back. Oh, what a coincidence. Well, the universe is really incredible. There they are back. So Alexandre, you're going to get four new guests, and Erik and Andreas had this amazing breakout rooms. I'm pretty sure. How was it, Erik and Andreas? How was it? Erik, maybe you want to share what happened in the breakout room.
We can't see them. Oh, here we go.
Seriously, I think everybody, the first question was, okay, are we private now? Can I say it as it is? So it's good. We're just connecting and we are diving a little bit deeper. We had a reflection right now on what do you want to see from trainers, coaches, consultants, experts in the industry of personal development. What responsibility do you feel that these people need to take differently in 2021, as there's a rush right now into the personal development area? And we are reflecting on this right now, but that's what we do in the breakout room. However, I'm handing it over to you to continue with the show.
Yes, that was fantastic. I mean, we had a nice conversation, and something that I would like Pascal to do now is to bring that little recognition of the people of what we do. We have prepared what we have. Pascal has prepared a nice video with a lot of different quotes that you have written when you registered. And that is very touching. And I would like everyone present here to have a look. And Pascal for sharing that. Very touching.
Can I ask for something now?
Yes.
I would love all of us, the ones that are in the room right now, the ones that are watching this and seeing this. Let's take 45 seconds of complete silence. And to all of us that are here, just look at each other. So let's use gallery view, everybody that can do that. And let's touch hands. And for all of you who are in the call too, if you can touch your heart and just give us a hand for 45 seconds of just silence. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for sharing. And it was the purpose of asking all of you for that. Back to the show.
Yes. Thank you for all the people that have written those lovely comments. That was very nice, very touching. Some of them touched my heart deeply. And thank you again. And I'm pretty sure a lot of those are sent to the world today. Thank you. What we had so far, it was quite fantastic. The sharing of what people want to do. We share some quotes of who can do what people have done. 2020 that was meaningful for them. And also what's going to happen for them in the future in 2021, the vision they have for what's going to happen. And also they give some tips of what could you do. One of them was move, some other was dare. I mean, there is a lot of different things that can be done. So thank you very much for all the speakers to be here tonight and to give us that opportunity to be able to sharing those wisdom. Now I think some people is going to go to the breakout room, and we're going to have Jeanette, if she's here. Is she here, Jeanette? No, but we
not yet.
Will become. I will try to send a message, but we can continue with the next invitees. We've got Matthew's here. Welcome, Matthew. Thank you very much for coming and being with us. Jessica. Hello, Jessica. And Mariam are with us today. Thank you very much. Hello. Very nice to have you here. Quickly introduce yourself. Jessica, would you like to start? You're on mute.
Somebody muted me. I think everything is so automatic here. I'm Jessica Klingspor. I'm a Swedish entrepreneur living in Barcelona since the last 20 years. My main business is the travel industry, which is not very COVID friendly. And otherwise, I'm also a coach of high integrity coaching. I have an art concept company, and except for all this, I'm in a lot of projects, mainly also very active with the city of Barcelona. So that was a short introduction of me.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Mathieu, that I know him for quite a while. Would you quickly introduce yourself and muting yourself, please?
Here we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. Yes, Matthew, I'm a French citizen living in the beautiful country of France, very close to Clermont-Ferrand, right in the center of the country. And I'm hospitality passionate, and I just also have a big, passion, for supporting others in terms of mentoring, coaching, career advice, and so on. And my second hobby is obviously culinary. I try also to spread joy, around, the food aspect. Here we go.
Okay, and I've been following you on Facebook, and I see that you're doing kind of a food, you're doing some bread, you're doing a lot of things.
Outdoory.
And I think that's a fantastic idea. You're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute.
No worries.
Jeanette also joined us, Alexandre. Hey, welcome, Jeanette.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. So we take the advantage that you're here on the screen. Just quickly introduce yourself.
Hi. I wasn't ready for that. Hi, my name is Jeanette Velasquez. I'm originally from Panama. I've lived in Miami for the past 20 years, and I'm in the marketing and communication business. What else?
Good, fantastic. And what,
sweet and short.
And what brings you to Connecting Human beside me inviting you the first time? Why would you
want to return all the time?
Exactly.
Because it's a great conversation. We have fantastic people here, our great minds, great hearts putting together just to have a great conversation, healthy and lovely conversation.
Fantastic. And then we go to our youngest one, which is Mariam. Hello, Mariam.
Hello, my name is Mariam. I'm from Kazakhstan, and I'm currently in my last semester of studying hospitality in Switzerland.
Yeah,
nice.
One of my students in gastronomy class.
I am.
There are a lot of foodies here, and that's fantastic. I would like to start with Matthew because I'm very curious. All right, and I would like you to talk to us a bit more about what you have done in 2021 that highlights your life.
Wow, highlight my life. Well, obviously, I've been very much involved with mentoring since March, since almost the first day of of the pandemic with the company called the Grossworks in the UK. So I've been happily supporting fresh graduates from Les Roches, from Glion, from other schools, you know, and so on, to obviously cope with the current situation. So this, and as you mentioned, you know, in terms of culinary, I started even more now to put on the map. Well, I call it, you know, outdoor kitchen. So technically, ways, you know, how to cook, you know, outside from different methods, and really enjoying, you know, the aspect of being outside attached to culinary. Nothing extraordinary, you know, in terms of the recipes and what obviously I cook outside, but it's just to try to share, you know, the love of being, you know, outside and enjoying, you know, something simple around the fire.
And you leave a very, very ugly region. I've seen some pictures as well. Oh, that's awful. It is.
Yeah, I know. I
Mountain,
mean,
woods, nature.
yeah, well, I live on the first volcanoes of the region of Auvergne, you know, and so on, close to Clermont-Ferrand. Yeah, it's a lovely area. We call it, you know, the French Scotland, the French Highlands. Yeah, it's a beautiful area, indeed.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing.
My welcome.
Jessica, what are the highlights of 2020?
Well, there are many highlights, both high and low, but what makes me think, will always think back on this year of 2020 is my mother, who lives in Sweden. She was hospitalized in February. She has a very bad lung disease. It's not COVID, but she was already bad. And I was there taking care of her for a brief moment, going back to Barcelona, planning to come back within 2 weeks. And I just remember how I had to take a quick decision and jump on the last plane to Copenhagen, and the world just shut down. But I managed to get to my mom, and we went into sort of auto quarantena, because in Sweden they didn't have the same kind of lockdown. But since I isolated myself and my mother because she couldn't get any kind of cold or anything, it sort of made me totally spend 2.5 months with my mom. And it's over 35 years ago since I moved away from home. And when do you get this kind of quality time? And also very focused on taking care of her. So we switched the roles. She has always been the one taking care of me and cooking and fixing. So now it was we changed the roles. I took care of her, fixed everything, like cleaned the house and cooking. And we had so much long conversations and talks, went so much deeper. And you know that we were running in a wheel with the rhythm of the world today. And you always are in the future because you have a full agenda. And all of a sudden there was nothing. And all of a sudden I was hearing the birds chirping in my birth town in Malmö in Sweden. And Barcelona is a very noisy town with all the traffic here, but it's a lovely town. But I could hear my own thoughts as well. There was so much, it was like a great pause. And so much came up to the surface that I didn't have time to deal with. Or didn't have time, it's like it's not a priority because you have to run. And all of a sudden, all the most important things in life were there in front of me. And all of those things are for free. It sounds like a cliche, but you know, I really lived it. And since my main business is, I have a destination management company, which is an incoming travel agency for corporate travel from Scandinavia to 7 destinations in Spain. So I was only busy with cancellations. And claro, the worry comes up, what is going to happen with the business? But my main worry was to take care of my mother, which sort of took the edge away from worrying about the business. But it was a great gift that happened in my case. Then I had my family in Barcelona, being far away from from them, and there has been loss in the family, and everything was so bipolar. But my highlight is that I could spend 2.5 months with my mother.
Fantastic. It's interesting to a lot of guests who have been here tonight, have been talking about the same thing. I had time. I had time to do things I didn't have before.
No.
And having that time, in using it in quality. And I think we are going back to values of our own. And we forgot because stress, because work, because this, because that. And now we have that time to do things that matters. Thank you very much.
Thank you
for sharing this. Thank you very much. Jeanette, you again. Okay, unmute yourself.
Yes.
And can you?
Thank you.
Highlight?
Yes. Hi. Before I start, Jessica, how's your mom today? How's she's doing?
Mute myself. She's doing fine. She's isolated.
Okay.
Glad to hear that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's still isolated, and she's very scared of going out because now it's increasing. But she didn't get COVID, not yet, and she will not.
She will not. Exactly.
She will not.
You have to declare it.
Yes.
She will not. I'm glad that she's
Thank
doing.
you for asking. But she's watching this
welcome.
right now, so.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Yeah, hi, Mommy.
So with Jessica, thank God I didn't have any issues in health in my family. Everybody, thank God, is good. But I think we really learn how to adapt. So like Jessica did, she adapted herself to the situation. And also we learn how to be resilient with all of this situation. So my highlight really was to know myself a little bit better in that sense, that I knew that I was adaptable because I'm in communications and in marketing. Every day is different. I've been working in an advertising agency forever. And every day is different. You have to adapt yourself to whatever the client is requesting. But now the word stops. So you have to adapt. Silence was key. Silence was good. So you listen to yourself, you listen to your partner, you listen to your friends, to your family. And then you start appreciating of the moment. I just spent 3 weeks in Panama with my family, with my parents. And as Jessica happens to have, is that time with my parents. We talk and talk because, yes, restaurants are open, supermarkets are open, but my parents are really taking care of themselves. So we spent a lot of time doing nothing but talking and drinking wine. Even my mom yesterday, I flew back yesterday. My mom was like, don't drink that much. You're drinking too much. Because every day we were drinking and chatting and just listen to the birds, appreciating the weather. It was raining. It was beautiful afternoons. It just appreciating the life that we have in front of us. That pause was great, was good for our health, for our heart, and for our mind. So it's that, appreciate the moments that we have, like right now. We're having this beautiful moment that we're sharing.
Thank you very much. Mariam,
Yes.
what are your highlights?
Hello. I think for me, my highlight of the year was, despite everything that was going on, I had so many new members joining my family. The amount of babies that were born into our family this year was insane, and one of them was named after me, and that was very heartwarming. That was very sweet. My cousin's baby, he named after me, and was very sweet. But yeah, just they all started coming out of nowhere. There was just like pregnancy announcements almost every single week, and that was just so great. It would be just, a little ray of sunshine every once in a while through all this dark times.
We're going to call them the baby COVID, I guess.
Maybe perhaps the COVID generation.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the same for you. I mean, we've been asking that through all the different speakers that have been speaking with us tonight. Share with us, what are your highlights? One thing that's, yes, 2020 brought me that, and I'm very glad, honestly. If I have to share something about myself, I'm very glad that I had the time to take or to have this awareness that I can do more than I thought it was possible, and being involved with a lot of different things. And as I said to before, I was bored before 2020. And now a lot of things happening, and I really hope that the future that's going to come is going to make these projects, these things, going to be a reality. Actually, I'm not hoping, because hoping is like trying. I don't try, I just do, and things will happen in 2021. And that's what I would like to ask you as well. Next year, the year that is coming in 20 days from now, what's going to be for you? And I will ask my invitees as well tonight as well. Start with Mathieu, the bread cooker, the outdooring. I don't know how you call that, cookdooring.
The outdoory, yeah, the outdoory chef. Can you hear me? Can you? Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. So, well, 2021. I mean, what happened this year is that I don't know, maybe not for a lot of you, but I've been, obviously let go from a job, simply because I worked in recruitment, in human resources, plus in hospitality. So let's put it this way, two nightmares, in the same time, and well. What I learned, and what I would like, to happen, in 2021 is that, in fact, my passion, for the field in terms of HR, in terms of talent management, simply move, to, well, what I believe, talent management and recruitment, should be, I mean, I've seen, unfortunately, too many, obviously, faux pas, in a way, how hospitality has been developing, talents, how HR, has been, for decades, where technically a lot of companies are more looking after lawyers than people that are capable of putting teams together and making them working, because if you make people know how to work together, you don't need lawyers, because nobody will attack you, right? Okay, so I wish, 2021 will maybe look at people like me with, I guess, some extensive, recruitment and talent management experience, with a little bit of, emotional intelligence as well, which we know, in that specific HR function, it's crucial, to eventually have, for me, the opportunity to have a spot, in one of, in hospitality business, or even, making my own business, suitable for other businesses, to listen to new ways, how to recruit, how to engage, and how to develop people.
Fantastic. When I was in a breakout room at the beginning of the show, we were speaking with Dr. Elia Gourgouris, who's called the happiness doctor. And he's going through companies in order to make that happen. And he's got a lot of hope that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because a few years ago, it was little companies saying, no, I pay people to work, they have to work. Yes, but if they can work in a fantastic condition, that at the end of the day, when they come back home, say, I had a fantastic day.
Yeah.
That would be even greater.
Absolutely. The same way, I mean, we've been talking during decades about the benefit of mentoring, okay? And same thing, I'm sure, and I hope companies, will realize, how mentoring is important in recruitment, how cooptation is important, people referring, from their network, instead of always, putting those famous announcements and waiting for the fish to bite on the hook, and so on. So this, you're talking about happiness, also how to indeed, make people, working better together, in simple ways. Okay, I mean, like recruitment, indeed, maybe a bit less of psychometric test, like as we know, because at the end of the day, we all have a probation period. Okay, I mean, I wonder sometimes what they are made for. Okay, if you cannot, all right. So many ways that I don't judge, like bad ways, but simply, maybe to adapt, not reinvent. I don't like this word reinvent, but to adapt, to that new era and this new situation.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Matthew. Thank you for sharing.
Alexandre, can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Mathieu, do you think there is still talent outside in the world?
Oh boy, I mean, depends at what level. You mean for hospitality?
For whatever.
Oh my God, yes, there is tons. But
so you actually don't need somebody else to pay you to do that, so you can still actually do it, to manage talents and to help and to mentor. That's still possible, right?
I guess so.
Great. That was what I wanted to ask you. So you still can go on. It's just in a different setting. You can adapt.
Of
When
course.
will you open your company, Matthew? When will you open your company?
I don't know. I mean, right now, I mean, I'm too busy at doing my cooking, you know, outside. I also recently, I see you drinking wine. I just joined, you know, the opening of a new experiential, you know, wine shop, you know, close to my house. So we're doing the grand opening on Saturday, when technically people will buy good bottles of wines, you know, obviously for Christmas, you know, and so on. So yeah, so. This is for 2021. I haven't closed 2020 and I'm still enjoying it. I know a lot of people don't. I still enjoy, you know, this 2020, honestly.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Matthew. Mariam, how do you see 2021 beside your graduation?
For me, for 2021, I think besides the obvious, besides graduation and that and finishing studies, is moving to a new place, somewhere that I've never been before, completely alone. I would like to go. I would like to go somewhere where I don't know anybody, by myself, and just see where it takes me. You know, I've been lucky enough to visit so many countries and live in many of them, but now I think I want to do so by myself.
And it's interesting because again, Mariam was with me in a breakout room, the first one, right? And we say you have to dare yourself, right? They all say that. Dare yourself, doing something you never done before. And I think that's a fantastic idea. Okay, to just go somewhere you've never been before, you don't know anyone, and off you go.
Exactly.
That's
Start
this adventure, and I think that's a fantastic project. Yeah. Right. Thank you for sharing that as well. Jessica.
Yes. I'm very much ready for 2021. Apart from waiting for travel to pick up again, so my main business is on the track again, I will be involved in 3 new projects and companies. I've started a new collaboration with Barcelona City, where I help them to connect Nordic innovation to the innovation hub of Barcelona. And only that is mega interesting for me and for everybody involved. And all the good things you can do with technology, if you want to tackle the challenges of the world, not only gaming but the real challenges. And as a matter of fact, we're talking about this thing of happiness for the employees and everything. I'm co-creating on a project starting in Sweden, where we are creating a holistic concept, where we will actually bring in spirituality into the corporate space. And my personal mission is I want to bridge that gap, because it's so looked at, like yoga today is accepted, but there are so many components that you can make a person grow personally inside the company structure. Not only grow with the company, but grow as a person. So this will be launched in the beginning of next year, and we are all coaches in different kinds. Everything from sound healing, holistic coaching, meditation, breath works, everything, and to integrate this into your day at work. And then also I'm about to start a new Nordic community that will go worldwide. So it's a lot of challenges that I'm manifesting that I can't wait to get into the new year and start.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Nice ideas, nice projects.
Thank you.
Jeanette. Your turn.
My turn. Well, for 2020, yes, I do have a lot of hope and not many plans because I learned
2020 or 2021?
21. 2021, yes. I do have hope, but I don't want to plan that much because I learned the hard way that everything can change night to day. So even though I have hope, I kind of plan like short terms. So my short term plan for January is to get back in the workforce. I was laid off due COVID. I was working on celebrity cruises. So Jessica and I also we have this tourism uh, approach. So due to COVID, and as you know, all the cruise industries totally stops. Now the suspension is until March 1st, so another 3 months. So hopefully in January and February, we're gonna get back on track, and we're gonna start getting ready when we are ready to sail again. So I'm hoping to land that fantastic job that I'm being working on, interviews and doing some homework to do that. So that's my short term hope for 2021.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. We have a few minutes before we go back with everybody. I would like to, each of you, 2 things you would say to the people who are watching us in order to prepare themselves for 2021. Just 2 words. What would you say, Jeanette?
I will say hope and adaptability.
Hope and adaptability. Thank you very much. Mariam. 2 words.
I was actually going to say the same. I was just going to say, don't lose hope.
Okay, that's 3 words. It's okay. Thank you very much. Mathieu. Unmute yourself.
I would say passion and creativity.
Passion and creativity. Fantastic. Jessica?
I would say resilience and consciousness.
Resilience and consciousness. Wow, that was a great thing. A lot of different things. And a lot of you've got projects. Some of you are short-term project, which is understandable. Some of you are different projects that are taking a long more time. Matthew, you've got a lot of things in your mind and a lot of things you can do as well. And that's fantastic. Mariam, graduation and then traveling. Beautiful, beautiful. There is a saying in French that say that les voyages forment la jeunesse. Mean traveling are molding the youth. And I wish you travel for the rest of your life, honestly, because it's always beautiful to discover new things, new countries and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, that you are watching us, write in the comments, what are your tips? What tips would you share with the people who are watching? What would you say to them? Okay, for next year, this and this. For me, I said it before, move and dare yourself. Move and dare yourself. What are your 2 words, Pascal?
Stay laughing.
What?
Keep on laughing. Stay laughing.
Stay laughing. Yes, enjoy. And that's fantastic. There is a lot of things that I say to my students for projects. They first-year students, they've got no knowledge of marketing, of finance, of operation, of nothing. And they had to build up a project in 6 weeks. And I had the presentation last week with them, and honestly, what came out of them, the creativity they've got, the ingenuity they've got, the innovation they've got, is fantastic. And that gives me a lot of hope in the youth that we have today, that they will be able to face that world that is coming. All of them, I mean, I had 20 students per class, I had 6 classes, all of these projects were amazing. Need fine-tuning, of course, but just the idea behind it was crazy. And a lot of them, I hope, is going to make them happen into real life. I told them, don't throw them away, keep them and work on them throughout your studies. And you will see that we have a specialty in our school, which is entrepreneurship. Here you can make it happen. You can create everything here. So
cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Thank you very much.
Cheers to that, my friend. And the guys are back. Guys and girls are back. We see everybody laughing. You know what happened. So, Erik, how was it in the breakout room?
You're muted, my
Mine is
friend.
empty.
Quote of 2020.
How was it, Andreas and Erik? How was it with the breakout room?
I wasn't saying anything. I was just doing the non-verbal, like body language communication of this is what happened in the breakout room.
So bring your glass. Bring your glass.
No. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, everybody. Everybody in the audience as well. Christmas cheers. The breakout room is full of palm trees, oak trees, sad, mad, and glad people, and smoke.
And smoke.
Yep. I'm gonna have to leave it
can't
to
forget
there's a lot of
seasoning.
insiders
Can't
going
forget
on.
As in toxic smoke, so stay away from toxic people. I think that's what that is. Yes.
Yeah. And the anti-stick spray.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, I forgot the anti-stick spray. Oh.
Yes, we've been having very intuitive conversations in regards to happiness at work and actually dealing with people as well. The great man, Ilya, has words of wisdom that coincide with Danielle. It's been really great to listen to the both of them and talk about these concepts in raw, unfiltered conversations that aren't recorded.
Cool. And we are running this like a Swiss train right now, like a Swiss local express, Swiss local train. We are on time and we're coming into group number 4, aren't we, Pascal?
Yes. And for the two hosts, Andreas and Alexander, I prepared 2 breakout rooms, so you're going to be separated. Don't cry, you're going to manage it. Don't be afraid, you're going to do it, no worries about that. And Erik, of course, you're the host in the main room. Enjoy.
Thank you. Are you ready? All right. I believe Katie is on her way as well. While we're waiting for her, and as I know that we're on time, and I'm looking at the comments, I'm looking at the interaction that's going on in the comments, I would love to focus right now 100% on everybody out there that is watching this with us. And I would love you to share in the comments what is right now one idea or one question, be very specific. What is one question that you have? I mean, we're all running around with questions in our head. So what is one question that you have right now that if you had an answer on that question, a lot will change in your life? The question can be anything, but I would love to know when I'm using this question sometimes when I'm standing in front of a larger audience too, and to just take a moment and reflect and say, you know what is one question that you have? And if you could have an answer on that one, wow. I would love you to share that with us, as we have 60, you have seen it. We have the breakout rooms where all the speakers are sitting. We have an audience out there with about 50 people. We have all of us right here. And if you state that question, there's a probability right now, statistically, that there's someone that might be able to nudge you at least the right way on your direction. Don't you think, Pascal?
I think you're completely right. And Katie, also welcome. Mathilde's there, Sebastian, Danielle, Dr. Happiness, actually known as the Secret Santa. I'm ready to pull your sleigh, my friend. So let's go to the next round. And I know that Erik has also a special surprise after this round. But of course, first I'm curious about the people, what they are going to share with us.
All right. So everybody in the audience out there, share your question with us and we will reflect on that one if we can. Otherwise, we're just going to share it with someone out there. What is one question that you have that if you could receive an answer on that, your life will be looking whole differently. However, Danielle and Dr. Elia was with me in the breakout rooms, and I had this nudge from Danielle who said, you know, I love this live, raw, and honest. I love that concept, Erik. So I'm going to bring it live, raw, and honest to the next level right here, knowing whom I have with me as well. And starting from my left to the right, that would be with Mathilde. I would love to know, in the live, raw, and honest, what has been one of the most fantastic personal highlights of this year for you?
Well, for me, it's kind of easy actually, because I have an older sister and she had a baby this year. So that's my main highlight. I got to be an aunt for the first time and it's amazing and I absolutely love it. So that's life-changing and it's so cute. And yeah, so that's emotionally amazing.
Oh, and can you visit them and have you been
Yeah.
carrying the baby?
Yeah, of course. Well, not since I'm in Switzerland. I went back to Switzerland 3 months ago, but she had her baby in June. So I've been seeing him for 4 months and carrying him and taking care of him. And yeah, so and he's adorable. It's the first time I get that attached with a baby because it never happened to me. And so yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
Wonderful. Congratulations on being an aunt then. All right. Going from there, so that was a highlight. Let's go to the dip. Sebastian, this year, what was this year just one of those moments that you wanted to roll up like a hedgehog or like a turtle, not putting your head out there at all into this world and just go, this is not what I want? Do you have one of those moments?
That is an excellent question.
Now I'm curious. Now I'm so curious right now.
For absolute positivity the entire time while watching you guys. And I must actually say this year has, well, apart from the obvious Corona crisis going on, actually gone pretty well for myself. I would say I really have to think hard about that one thing where I was emotionally so unstable that I felt like a hedgehog, to be honest. Maybe to be honest, it was actually the moment when I realized how bad this crisis is actually going to be. And I remember back in March, I was scheduled to be one of the Instagrammers for the ITB, so of the International Hospitality Messe in Berlin, right? And I was supposed to go to the meetings and post about it on social media. And I was really, really excited to be part of this. And I remember going to one of the stores trying to buy hand sanitizers, not getting any, of course, just 3-4 days before it, and telling myself, yeah, they're all overreacting to this whole situation and really not taking the full truth of it. And at least in Germany, it was all over the news. What will they decide? Will they keep ITB open? Will they close it? And I was sitting there every day, like already had my ticket, my train ticket, my hotel. I had everything in Berlin. I was excited to see my sister again, who lives in Berlin. And I was just excited to be part of this. And once they actually canceled it, and then the next few days, first of all, of course, I was kind of sad that I couldn't go to the ITB, but then I realized, I think this thing is going to be a lot bigger than we expected it was going to be. And that for me was the moment when Corona really set in.
You know what, let's bring that to everybody out here. Everybody in the room right now, I would like to hear a little hands up, and everybody in the audience too, yes or no. How many of you, or let me rephrase this as Sebastian said. How many of you had that moment of realizing this is much worse than I thought it was? I was right there. Okay, Sebastian, Danielle, Mathilde, Elia, you're all there. Because I was there too. I was in the beginning, I was like, oh, come on, relax. And then we all learned, didn't we? We all learned. Out of this though, when learning all this stuff, I would love to know from Katie, bringing in Dallas into the house. If this year, this year I believe it's one of those years where plans have been proven to not really work out for many of us. But let me ask you this, Katie. Which plan did you have for this year that you're so glad that it didn't work out?
Oh, well, man, there's two of them that come to mind immediately. So I'm going to say both of them.
Okay.
And I will say that I had all of my clients lined up for the year. I was great. And probably by May or June, I had either been fired or fired all of them. And that led me to be able to do what I actually want to be doing now. So it didn't work out, but I'm pretty super grateful for it. And then I also had a plan to be very single this year, very, very single. Didn't work out because quarantine happened. And then, I had a lot of time. And so those are two things that didn't work out.
So are you very single now or not?
No, I'm definitely very not single. I'm very in a relationship. Thanks, quarantine.
I love it. I love it. You see, yeah, I was planning on being single. All right. Thank you, Katie. Amazing. All
How
right.
can you plan that? How can you plan? Oh, I'm going to be single. How can you plan that? Can you tell me, please?
Years, and I ended it last year in like June or something, I think it was June of last year. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take a year. And then this year, my year was super busy with work and stuff like that. So I was like, great, let's just keep it going. Let's just go all through 2020, just focus in on me. And and I did focus on me, but I just got into a relationship where I can focus on me and it allows me to be a better version of myself. So,
Okay. All right. On that note, I'm going to jump to someone that might be able to add even more spice to that one. Danielle, your highlight. I did read a little bit of this highlight and I was also applauding that one. What is your highlight of the year?
What's my highlight of the year? I think it's a very personal highlight. I went through a horrible divorce 2 years ago. My son and I, we had a very hard time getting over, the breakup. And my highlight was, I'm so proud of my son and myself, but especially of my son, he's now 16, who developed himself to such a strong young man, who I saw, evolve and grow and took on so much responsibilities. So seeing my son going from a child to a young man and the way he handled the not so nice things in our life, that is my highlight.
Wow, okay. And now, may I ask, are you also single now or?
No, the second highlight is I met I thought I'm going to be single the rest of my life because I'm 53. I said, who wants to have an old lady, what am I going to do? And I met a wonderful man. And I'm also proud of the way we engaged and we had respect to our 3 children. And the 3 children, we looked at their space. What can they handle? So we took a step back and with a lot of respect to our family and our children, and that worked out very well. So my highlights were personal this year too.
Wonderful. Thank you. So we have lovers in the house, lovers in the house. All right, talking about love, let's go from love to happiness. I think that comes just hand in hand, right? So, happiness, Mr. Happiness. I would love if you could share a happiness message in this very specific tone to the world right now. Where do you feel there lays an abundance of opportunities to really step into right now, invest time, energy, money on right now, so that in 2021, you will be living a way happier life than in 2020?
I think 2021 will have more opportunities around the globe than we've seen in decades. Because as you know, anytime there's a down cycle or there's this very difficult year 2020, what usually comes after that And we have a saying in America, it's always darkest before the dawn. In other words, before the sunset, it comes up in the morning, it's always the darkest. I will tell you, when I reflect back on 2020, I look at what was the darkest moment. You know when it was? In March, when all my speaking engagements around the world got canceled in 1 week. Everything got wiped out in 1 week. And I was like, what am I going to do now? But you know what? That opened up the opportunity to be flexible and adaptable, to be a palm tree, not the oak tree, right? And ended up writing this book, 7 Keys to Navigating a Crisis, a practical guide to emotionally dealing with pandemics and other crises. And that has been one of the biggest blessings, the biggest success story, I guess, in some ways, in the midst of this darkness. So I think, and on a personal level, I keep saying the message that I've learned from 2020 for me, because I feel like there's some giant finger from the sky came down and pressed the pause button on humanity. Pause and think and reflect on what's truly important in life. And the result of that is, do not procrastinate your happiness. Do not wait for when something happens, then I'll be happy. When I get this job, when my kids graduate, when I'm in a relationship. Happiness and happiness now, because there's nothing guaranteed in life. We don't know if we're going to be here a year from now or a month from now. And in some ways, live like you were dying. I know that's kind of, it's not as morbid as it sounds, meaning live your best life and your fullest life now. Live like you were dying. Like if you were dying, what would you do? If you had like a year left to live, man, you would go crazy. You'd have this great last 12 months of your life knowing that. So live that way every day. Love other people, serve other people, be kind, compassionate, be kind to yourself, because I think it all starts with self-care. How well we take care of ourselves physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, in order to be able to take care of other people. So I think that's the greatest thing. Invest in yourself and your personal development in order to take care of your employees, or in order to take care of those others.
Very good. And you know what? I want to build on. I want to buy that. No, I want to
buy
build.
that too. It's free.
I want to build on what you just said and do a roll call with Sebastian, Katie, and Danielle as well here, and Mathilde, of course. I just want to give a little quick one here and take a little second here. But here's the question: what do you want to develop in your own development as a human being? As a Sebastian, as a Katie, as a Mathilde, as a Danielle, what do you want to develop to be able to step in and experience exactly what Dr. Lea was saying right there? Having that happiness, joy, and freedom, and peace, and all that stuff that you want to have. What do you want to develop? You should, but maybe not so comfortable or convenient. What is that? Starting with Mathilde again.
I would like to develop my independence. I already am, but I want it to be more, because I know it could help me a lot. And I think I am more than I actually am. And that's something I don't want to care about what anyone think. And I'm getting there, but that's something I really want to develop more in 2021.
Can I share something with you? And if you learn this lesson now, what other people think of you is none of your business.
I'm trying to get that. Like, I know that, but knowing and actually acting on it, it's something different. So
of course,
I'm working on it. But I know
a virtual 5 on that one. Knowing it and doing it are two complete different concepts. And thank you so much for sharing that. So you want to be doing more on that independence.
Exactly.
What about Katie?
I am going to spend more time just being, and that's been a really big thing for me. I already, of course, have this like a meditation practice and all of that, but I think going deeper into that work, that's been kind of on my mind a lot lately. So just being more than I'm actually doing.
Okay.
And Katie, I love that, because we're human beings, not human doings. And yet we get a lot of our self-worth from doing stuff. So I love the fact that you want to be more of a human being. That's lovely.
Yeah.
And to be being, you're saying that you want to meditate more, right?
Maybe more so, it's not so much the meditation, but moving meditation into my practice of just being, like my day-to-day life, just like showing up the way that you would show up in meditation. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, this would totally sense. I love that you're saying that, because a concept here is people say, I'm gonna meditate, so I'm gonna take, say, 15 minutes in the morning, I get to 5 minutes right now. But it's like, isn't the entire purpose, let me just share this little extra question to everyone out there, including all of you, isn't the entire purpose of meditation to be able to implement and apply what you're learning on a very daily, everyday basis? Not just the 5 minutes when you're sitting down with your legs crossed. It got
Is that a proper
very
question? Okay. Well, I mean, I will say this is that I think it's about connecting with yourself, right? Like connecting deeper with yourself, and you don't have to sit with your legs crossed to do that. Like you should be able to show up in any space, very connected to yourself. So that's my goal with it.
Perfect. All right, Danielle.
I loved what you said. I started this year more being than doing, because I'm also a doing person. More focusing on my know why. I have a lot of know-how, and I know why I'm doing the things I'm doing, but more focusing on my know why. And also having more faith and daring to do things. I know having faith, it's kind of an encounter with the unknown, but taking more kind of these leaps of faith. And especially, bringing more, helping organizations and people, bringing more soul into organizations. I think that these are the things. Also, what Katie says on the being, that is what I am going to focus more on the coming year. And one important thing, I'm now at a moment where I'm having a fuck it list. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. There are too much things I'm doing that are not feeding my soul, and if it's not feeding my soul, cannot be there. I have not enough energy for community care, not just for self-care, also for community care. So I'm working on my fuck it list.
Okay.
To have a full.
All right. Okay. So we have the independency, we have in the being, we have on the, bucket list. Sebastian.
Yeah, I love being the last one on this, because I'm taking inspiration from all of you, because I think I am always a human doing. I do too much, and I'm going to write a fuck it list after this. This is the first thing I'm going to do. And because I think the worst thing about doing too much, at least for me, is I am my own worst critic. So I criticize myself all the time, up to the point where I can't even take gratitude from others anymore seriously, because I'm going to be like, yeah, no, it wasn't that great, because I'm criticizing myself to that point. And I know that I need to stop that. But like Matilda said, sometimes you know things and still you can't do them properly. So my goal is to really work on myself, to be less critical and really accept my, the things I do. And I'm going to write that list.
Wonderful. I got inspired by the fuck it list too. I have read, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and I had a lot of laugh in this one. Let me see, Pascal, what did you think about that?
Well, I of course know you guys and I get inspired from it, but I want to go, as you know, that I always go one step beyond stuff. Dr. Ilya, what you said is about what if you were dying? That's that kind of concept. I just want to challenge it in a way that, there is a joke going around that in the dark Middle Ages, there was this guy who came to the Queen and said, would you sleep with me for 1 million pounds? And she was thinking, okay, 1 million pounds, yeah, that could help my people. Yes. And then he said, well, would you sleep with me for 10 pounds? And she said, what? This is an insult. I am not buying, you cannot buy me. I said, wait a minute, you said yes to the 1 million pounds. So we're just negotiating the price right now. So when you go to the dying part, Actually, we are. We know that. We know it. The question is, for me at least, we know it. We just have to realize maybe it's not tomorrow, maybe it is tomorrow, maybe not. But what do we do? What goes beyond when we are gone? What stays after? We have this incredible capacity as human beings as to leave something as a legacy, and that's something really nice where maybe we can all wake a little up to think in 7 generations or 5 or 3 or 2. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So actually,
Wonderful, Pascal.
Actually, it
Love
is like that was my challenge point to just go a step beyond.
Yeah, I mean, what is our legacy? You're totally right. By the way, my hearing is not the best because I'm older than all of you. I thought at first you were saying bucket list, not bucket list.
I said bucket list.
No, I know. I'm just messing with you, Daniel. I knew you said bucket list, but it sounded like a bucket list. I'm like, well, that's cool. So,
Wonderful.
You're part of this group. You guys are awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's right now. We do have a Secret Santa. We cannot have a Christmas show, without a Secret Santa. And you've been sharing so much wisdom tonight. I hope that everybody in the audience takes it away. I'm sitting here watching the chats to see what the audience is saying to the questions as well. I must say though, the audience is a little bit shy, a little bit quiet. They're a little bit quiet. But let's see if we can twist that around by lifting the mood and bringing everybody back into the room and getting ready for a Secret Santa who will share a tale where we all can just, this is the moment. Lean back, relax, refill your glasses if this is the point. And I would love to introduce our Secret Santa tonight. But let me see here. Is everybody back, Pascal?
Yes, everybody is back.
Amazing. So shall we go for Secret Santa now? Are we ready for Secret Santa?
Yay!
I'm ready for Secret Santa. I'm very ready.
All right. All right. You're saying that you're ready for Secret Santa. I hope the audience is ready for Secret Santa. So, take this moment to just cuddle up. Ooh, that sip. Take that sip. Lean back. Because we sent a message to the North Pole and wished for Santa to come to us and surprise. And as Santa is, he's jollier than ever, and he answered that wish. And with us tonight, we have a lady. She is a Emmy-winning voiceover actress. She's renowned for voicing female characters in Batman, the Arkham series, in Metal Gear Solid games, and in Star Wars. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight, she will be regaling us with a classic Christmas tale. It was a night before Christmas, but this time, ladies and gentlemen, this time with a Star Wars twist. Please welcome our Secret Santa of the night, Tasha Valenza.
Gather around, younglings. I am Master Shakti, and I have been asked by Master Obi-Wan Kenobi to share a story with you all tonight. Listen carefully as I tell you an old Jedi legend known as a visit from Master Yoda. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the Order not a creature was stirring, not even a Skywalker. Lightsabers were hung in the temple with care in hopes that Master Yoda would soon be there. The Padawans were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of turtles danced in their heads. I in my headdress, Luminara in her cap. Even the Force was taking a long evening's nap. When up on the spire there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. I alerted Master Window. Then I drew my lightsaber. I looked for the sound, afraid of invaders. When what should my wandering eyes see but a miniature ship flown by 8 large Wookiees, with a little old driver so bubbly like soda. I knew in a moment it must be Master Yoda. More rapid than asteroids, his Wookiees they came, and he giggled and he shouted and called them by name. Now speedster, now melder, now jumper and valor, on trickster, on ghost, on runner and falcon. To the depths of Naboo, to the heights of Hoth, fly now we must, and do not get lost. For Master Yoda was wise, gentle, and kind. Even his small size he did not seem to mind. So up to the temple top the Wookiees they flew, with a ship full of toys, and Master Yoda too. And then in a twinkling the spire it shook, from the pounding and stomping of each Wookiee foot. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the temple spire Yoda came with a bound. He was dressed in taton fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with mud and soot. A bundle of gifts he had flung on his back, and he looked like a smuggler just opening his pack. He was small and slow, a right jolly old thing, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of my teachings. A wink of his eye and a nod of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. I put away my lightsaber and watched him at work. He filled Padawan's stockings with Episode 7 merch. Then he sprang to his ship and he went with a hop, and away they all flew back to his swamp. But I heard him exclaim as he flew out of sight, "May the Force be with you all, and to all a good night."
I love it. 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 That was so much better than the rehearsal.
Well, I wanted to give you something to get up to. I didn't want to give it all away.
Ladies and gentlemen, my dear human beings, this is Tasha Valenza, and you're a fantastic human being. The way you have been, the way you're using your voice. And I just thought, what is better for the Connect Humans Christmas show than someone who can really share how to use our voice and at the same time share a Christmas tale. Can you tell us how on earth does it come that you know how to use your voice like that?
Yes. Well, first I want to give a shout out because this was this wonderful opportunity to share the Star Wars Christmas version was from a Star Wars based fan club called Far, Far Away Radio. So I want to shout out to them that the gift for me to be able to play Shakti was such a gift. And of course, I call my whole platform to give great voice because my passion and my mission is to do that. And at its essence, it means to move, touch, and impact, Erik, using our voices, which is our most powerful communication tool. And so because I've had the blessing of using my voice for the last 35 years as an actress and a voiceover actor, and recognizing that it not only helped me become a great performer, but I used it in my personal life and how much it helped me. My mission and goal was to now help not only actors utilize it, but everybody in the world, because we need our voices. And the more digital communication takes over, the more that we need to overcome it to move, touch, and impact each other. So this is my goal. This is my mission. This is my gift. And it's my pleasure.
Wonderful. To move, touch, and impact with your voice.
Yes.
Pascal, I mean, haven't we been talking about this the entire show, speaking up, sharing what we believe in? Come on. Angel, Angel, where are you, Angel?
Yeah,
Angel.
wait a minute. Like this, you can see it.
That is so cool. That is exceptional. I was like, is that a halo I'm seeing?
Yeah. Well, I earned it
Incredible.
during the show, you know. I earned it during the show, so.
Oh, did a bell ring? Did someone ring a bell? That's wonderful. Well, it's again, you guys have been representing that this whole experience. You've used your voices, you've moved, touched, and impacted, and we need it more than ever. So I'm just so grateful to be able to complement what you've already been doing so beautifully.
Totally relate. We need it more than ever to be able to use our voices, connected with ourselves, to move, touch, and impact our life and the life of others. Dr. Leah was talking about with happiness, Omuso has been talking about emotional intelligence, Danielle has been talking about. We have love stories going on in here today. We have people that find jobs, started companies. But you know, Tasha, what was your highlight of the year?
Well, that's a great question. I would have to say in a very difficult year. I mean, again, you know, we can find a lot of reasons to have non-highlights of the year. But my wish for Give Great Voice was something that I wanted to, how could I convey it? Because it's so, you know, I've explained it's to move, touch, and impact, but to create an impact and a platform, it's hard. And so I put it in the form of a TED Talk, and I wanted to do it 7 years ago. And 7 years later, it launched on February 7th. And so that was a 7-year goal that was realized and also allowed me to be here today, because if it weren't for the TED Talk, Give Great Voice, all of the steps that have taken me. So I'm going to have to give it to that because the whole message of that TED Talk was to use our voices to touch, move, especially because we're using our phones more than ever, but you know, our fingers more. And I wanted people to be able to make phone calls without it being strange and to Zoom. And then ironically, you know, 28 days later, COVID hit. So it was certainly not my wish, but it became something that people were, yes, now reaching out to each other. And we can't even hug each other right now. So it's imperative that we use our voices to overcome that. So I'm going to give it to that particular, because it was a goal for 7 years, and it's now the ripple effect is something that I'm enjoying, and the reason I'm here with you today.
Thank you. And as soon as I mean, the way we met, I thought of you as, you know, ooh, my goodness, maybe I can even learn how to sing if I talk to this lady. But you know what I mean? So everybody here, everybody out there in the audience, I hope you enjoyed the Christmas tale. I hope you all enjoyed what we've been sharing today. And if we want to learn how to use our voice as you do, I mean, optimize our ability to move, touch, and impact, how can we, what is your tip on this? So what are you doing for us for doing that?
Well, I thank you so much for asking. Well, I just finished my first 30-day challenge, which was a micro learning platform that was built with a beautiful, kind community. And we had a tremendous success. And I'm going to be doing my my next one, January 18th. And anybody can join and sign up. And it is a way to start learning the skills of a voiceover actor in your own life, so you can play your professional and personal roles more successfully and more meaningfully. So that is my gift. I teach privately. I teach classes all over the place, but people can find me on LinkedIn or Tasha Valenza, Instagram. I'm around everywhere, and it is my honor and pleasure to teach workshops for them, or personally, or if they just want to join this wonderful challenge to start 2021 right, I am here and available.
Thank you for that transition right there. Oh, we didn't even talk about that one. That was a fantastic transition, because now I want to bring the attention to every single one of all the speakers. I'm looking at all of you right here. I'm like, woohoo! I have a nice gallery in front of me. So Pascal, I hope you're recording this and taking pictures of this, right? Okay, awesome. And for everybody out in the audience, I think we have around we have quite a number out there just on YouTube itself. I would love you to reflect on the following question, and I would love to ask every single one of us here, including myself. I will answer the question too, but starting with our own producer this time. He has been quite quiet in the background, so I'm going to start with him. And then I'm just going to roll through the whole gallery of amazing human beings here. And for everybody who's watching and listening to this, please reflect on this question and put it into the comments. It would be inspirational and joyful. What do you want to experience more of in your very personal life? Ideally, as of right now, but say as of 2021. Just like Tasha said right there, so that we can go into 2021 with a whole new approach, with the new opportunities. What would you love to experience more of in your life 2021? Starting with Andreas.
Mute yourself.
It's the quote of 2020. Had to do it at least once. For me, what I want to experience more in my personal life in 2021, it's not traveling, but it's connecting with people. It's connecting. You can say that through coronavirus, you've connected with so many people and everything, but there is that one extra level of that human interaction. And I want to travel the world safely. We'll travel Europe, more or less. Sorry, I can't hit the other ones. I don't have the funds. But I want to travel and I want to meet everyone in person and I want to connect on that extra level. That's what I want to do.
Meeting in person and traveling a little bit more. Thank you so much, Andreas. Rolling this one up. Alexander.
Surprise. What I would like to do more is more of this, actually. Connecting, being meaningful with people, doing things that, as I said, I mean, contributing to something that is bigger than myself.
Okay, contributing to something more. And remember here, the question is not what you want to do more necessarily. It is what you want to experience more in your life. Sticking with contributing to other people's life?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Because I've done that
All right.
already. I know I've done that already, and I would like to continue to do that.
Okay. Let's hop over to my angel over here. Angel.
Unmute yourself.
Oh, you're talking to me. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not getting addressed like this much in my life, so more heart energy.
All right. More heart energy.
Heart
Tasha,
energy.
what do you want to experience more in your life after 2021?
I want to experience the ripple effect from what it means to give great voice and have the whole world know this vernacular and use it, and how do they give great voice to themselves and to the world. That is my great wish, to experience this incredible movement of moving and touching each other more, because we need it more than ever.
Moving and touching. Okay. Thank you so much. Moving and touching. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Yes. And Katie just had to run, but she said, I would love to experience more alignment with my true self and real ass hugs, capital letters.
That's a good thing to experience. Exactly.
Okay. Running from there, Tasha. Thank you so much. Dimitri, what do you want to experience more in your life?
I want to experience more passion, more real heartfelt emotion, more of it in 2021. Please let it come.
Let it come. Jess.
Yes, I'm signing for that. I want to experience more inner journey, inner works, and to rise in the energy, in awareness, together with other people that choose to do so.
Okay. The next Jess.
More paying it forward from everyone and from me. So I'll give back whatever I receive and so on. Should make things a lot better for everyone.
Okay. Omuswa. She's on mute, isn't she?
I think so.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I want to experience what it is to be more intentional with every act, to really using the word that Tasha just said, the ripple effect of acting, operating, connecting, relating, human, heart, and head.
Okay.
And covering all that with compassion and seeing how far can that ripple effect go, and what can it change, and what can it facilitate?
Beautiful. And I have here that Muriel is saying she would like to experience eating out with friends. And I see that Roman says more ways to connect with people that I don't know yet. And that's how he believes he is able to continue to grow. Elia, what do you think? What do you want to experience more of?
I think, and I wrote it in the comments too before Andrea spoke, so I think where there's a huge alignment amongst all of us, more heart-to-heart connections with people around the world. And as I get to travel, hopefully by this summer, go back to traveling around the world and spreading the message of happiness and wellness, the real hugs in real people, face to face, the touching, the connecting, heart to heart. Definitely.
Great, great. Kristin Haraldsson is coming in on the chat and said, just as Alexander said about picking up the daisies, daring myself to leave my comfort zone. Oh, that's a Jeanette. What do you want to experience more of?
Well, that's as just Elia just commented, is that heart-to-heart, a connection with humans, but also personally, I would like to have more connection with nature, like to be more close to nature than humans, yes, but nature too.
Okay, okay. Matthew? You are on mute, Matthew.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'd like to experience, I would say, more simplicity. I think everything is enough complex, and just yeah, simple as said, Jeanette, simple as nature, so that's what I wish to experience even more.
Okay, okay. Please, everybody out there who's watching this, add your experience as well. Mariam, what do you want to experience?
I would like to experience, I would say, more peace, both within myself internally and also just out there in the world as well.
Okay, wonderful. Danielle?
I love the simplicity, what Mathieu just said, but I want, as I told you earlier, more very deep, raw, honest conversations with people from heart to heart.
Oh, Angel, we're going to bring her that, aren't we?
Oh, I'm pretty sure that we're going to do that.
Sebastian, what do you want to experience more of?
I would say more unconditional love, the simple kind that doesn't expect anything in return.
Oh, we got the romantic in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. I'm looking at the ladies' faces right here, and they all went like this. Mathilde, what do you think?
I think I want to experience experiences. I want to dare and I want to act on ideas I have.
Okay.
Just
Daring,
like
that part there.
idea I have, I want to do it and not just think about it.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Rudy?
I think I'm pretty much in line with Sebastian. I would like to get joy and love, but at the next level. True joy, true love.
Yeah. Caris?
I think, of course, everything that's been said already, but also positivity, so that you have the positivity within yourself and to see how it jumps over to other people and also how it helps other people to move forward.
Beautiful. Carolina?
I would like to experience more leaps of faith, of just doing it, whether it's reaching out to people, whether it's experiencing, it's loving, it's doing something that you just don't know where it's going to go, and it might be scary, but just taking that leap or multiple leaps in every which way.
I didn't miss anyone, did I? No. Angel, you had to check on this. Did I miss anybody?
Yeah. How about yourself?
Exactly.
Oh, I was about to touch on myself. Yes, that is very, very true.
That was too cheap a trick. No. You're not going away like this.
Sometimes when I'm moderating, it's okay. I am 100% on love. I would love to experience more excitement and love in my romantic relationships. I would love that, definitely. I'm with you, Sebastian. Unconditional love, excitement. I'm a single guy, and I'm realizing the dating scene is full of people who's kind of unhappy.
Is that a message?
No, you asked the question.
But Erik, we learned in the other session, the secret is to not seek a relationship. That's what Katie did, and I think that's also what Danielle did. And then you will find one.
That's right.
It's right. I should go in with a plan to say no relationship, right?
Yeah.
No plan, Erik, no plan.
No plan. All right.
Have the encounter with all the unknowns.
And you unconsciously you said relationships in plural, which is also interesting.
Why is everybody bugging me like this when I'm sharing my experience?
It was time to put you in the hot seat.
Yeah,
you get to put all of us in the hot seat.
Don't you? You know what, ladies and gentlemen, Pascal, before we come into the end right here, do we have any more experiences from the audience?
From the audience? Oh, then you asked the wrong person. Andreas, do you have because I prepared already for the closure, but also
Okay.
for every lady outside, if you are interested, just personal message to me. I can send you the telephone number of Erik, but
Hey, seriously, you angel, I'm gonna take that outer back. I'm reading here. We have Laura. She's saying, I want to experience more abundance and openness in my interaction with other people. And we have Tycho who's saying, connecting humans live in real life.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That would be cool.
I have Louise. She's coming. She sounds very Swedish. Hey, Louise. I will be much more selective in my relations, both private and professional. That's what I have there. And I hope that tonight we have all earned the privilege of your time, your energy, your focus, that you've been given ideas, inspiration, maybe a laugh or two, hopefully a laugh or two tonight, to go forth right now into your Christmas period, into your holidays periods, into the Hanukkah, with a smile, embracing, touching, moving, and impacting the people around you so that you can have that happiness that we all want, don't we? And to close it all out, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pure pleasure having you all tonight. I created Connecting Humans out of a pure passion for the ability of bringing people together, and I had no idea, I had no plan that this would happen. And I thank you so much for making it happen. And this is the 24th episode this year. I've been busting my ass with Pascal and Alexander and then Andreas, and oof, it has been a roller coaster type of ride, but this I'm so thankful for. And Pascal, do you now want to leave us with that lovely outro? And thank you everybody for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.